Hello, good evening, and welcome to this wonderful Thursday. My name is Tunde Disu, and you are with me on Become a Better Man platform. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be part of today's program. It has been a great day. The sun has been shining, and the weather has been very warm. So we're enjoying pre-summer. We're enjoying summer in pre-summer, really. So it's been a great day. I hope it has been the same for you. On today's program, we're going to be looking at a new topic. Over the past 5 weeks, we've been looking at some of the things that we do to sabotage ourselves. But on today's program, it's something similar, but it's a different topic entirely. On today's program, we're going to be looking at effective communication skills. Effective communication skills. I'd like to welcome Mike Hughes. Thank you, my brother. It's been great to have you around all the time. Thank you. I appreciate your support, sir. We are looking at effective communication skills. None of us can exist without communicating. Communication is the blood of every relationship, irrespective of what that relationship is. Communication is perhaps the most important tool that each and every one of us we have and we must have to be effective, to be able to relate and communicate and associate and transact business and relate to others. There is no way you and I can live without communication. So if communication is that important, if it's a vital key to our life and our existence, I think it is equally good that we should do it effectively. Because you realize that one of the major differences between those who are successful and those who are still on their way to their success is this key that we're looking at today: communication. How effective are you in communicating your thoughts, your views, your opinion, your idea, your decision, your plan, your program, to the degree to which you are able to pass that across to another person who is receiving it, not just you talking to them or talking at them, but to the degree to which they are able to comprehend and understand what you are saying, is the degree to which you are effective in your communication skills. So today we're going to be looking at what is communication, what are some of the skills that we need to brush up on, that we need to sharpen up, that we need to improve upon. But most importantly, we're going to try on this program today to identify what is your communication style. What is your predominant style of communication? Because until you are able to identify that, number one, you won't know whether it's giving you the best advantage in your communication pattern. Number two, you will not be able to tailor your communication to your audience, to the people you are communicating with, to the person you are talking to or you are relating with. And thirdly, it will also help you once you understand the various types of communication styles that there are. You'll be able to understand the people around you, how they are communicating, and therefore you'll be able to adjust your ability to hear, to listen, to understand, to process their thought patterns so that you too can understand what they're saying. So when you look at this topic that we're starting today, I don't know how many weeks we're going to sit on it to really open it up and digest it and understand it. You'll understand, or rather you'll agree with me, that the ability to communicate effectively is very vital. It is very, very vital. It's an essential part of your life and my life. So on today's program, we're going to be looking at some of these skills of how to communicate effectively and also try to identify what is your personal communication style. And that is what we're going to be looking at. on today's program. I want to thank every one of you that are joining. I appreciate your time and your commitment. I honor your dedication to this platform. I request of you, if you wouldn't mind, to please click the share button. Don't let us grow weary in spreading this thing that we're hearing, that we're learning, that we're enjoying, so that others can benefit from it. So please click your share button now, and others can take advantage of it. Right. What is effective communication? What is effective communication? Simply put, effective communication is the ability to inform, ability to motivate, ability to persuade, ability to engage others in a way that compels them to not just pay attention to what you are saying, not just paying attention to what to you as a person, but it puts them in a position where they now have to do something with what they're hearing from you. Effective communication, in a nutshell, is the ability to inform, to motivate, to persuade other people in an engaging way, in a way that engages their, not just their ears, but their minds, their heart, their whole body, in such a way that once they move from that communication, they are compelled to do something about what you've said. Invariably, it means therefore that if the person you are communicating with, the group of people you are relating to, your colleagues in the office, your family, your friends, if they are not doing anything about what you are saying, if they are not responding to what you are saying in a way that you expect a reaction or a response, probably you are not communicating effectively. You see, how we communicate, how we relate, how we interact with other people, whether we do it confidently or not, whether we do it positively or not, whether we do it persuasively or not, all this, irrespective of whether it's a yea or nay, it will go a long way to determine how effective we are at meeting our goals, achieving our purpose, and really excelling in ourselves. The reason I say that is this: if you are not able to take out of yourself what you are hearing, what you are thinking, what you are processing on the inside, if you are unable to pass it across to the other person to the degree, in a way where they can understand and do something about it, it means your opinion is, you might as well not share your opinion, because the message is not going across to the other side. You might as well keep your ideas to yourself. You might as well not even have a view on anything. You have to be able to send a signal, as it were, across the channel via any of the communication means, so that when it arrives at the other end of the receiver, it's not just them hearing you, it is the ability for them to reason with your point, to examine your view, to analyze your opinion, and then come to a point where they take action on what you have shared. Until that is done, until all those processes are completed, you have not communicated. It is therefore not surprising to see that in relationships where people are unable to communicate, there's always contention, there's always issues, there's always misunderstanding and misrepresentations and assumptions that rules and guide such relationship, because they are not able to communicate. I had the privilege of talking to a young man this afternoon. We just talking, counseling him about the next phase of his life and all of that. And I said to him, in my opinion, personal opinion, the biggest and most important thing in any marriage is not love, it's not money, it's not respect, it's nothing. The most important ingredient in any marriage and so far in any relationship is communication, the ability to communicate one with another. If you can master the skill of communication, you will go far in life. People who communicate better, people who have a very good ability to communicate, who have developed effective communication skills, they go higher in life, they go faster in life, they get higher, they get paid well. They virtually have everything they want, because it is not just the skill of doing the job that matters, it's the ability to pass the message across on what you've done or what you're doing and how you're doing or how you're going to do it, to the point that the other person can do something about it. Some months ago, on this platform, we had a program where we're talking about the difference between the ability to hear and the difference between hearing and listening. Now, to an average person, you would think, what's the difference between hearing and listening? Well, the difference is, unless there's something medically wrong with your ears and all the mechanisms that work in your ear, you'll be able to hear. Sound is flowing down the wavelength and your eardrums can pick them, so you are able to hear. But listening now is a different ball game. Listening is a deliberate action that you have to do. It is the same with communication. Just because you are opening your mouth and closing it and vowels and sounds are being made doesn't mean you are communicating. This is one of the things over the years in the opportunities I've had to counsel, especially married people, is the men will say, well, I told you about it. We've said it. We've talked about this over and over again. And the wife is saying, no, we didn't talk about it. You mentioned it. It's not the same as talking about it. The key I'm trying to bring out here is, to the man, because I have made sound, I have said this thing, then we've talked about it. But you see, talking about it does not equate communication. It equates, it doesn't, your message has not gone across. That's the key I was trying the point I was trying to make. So effective communication skills, in my opinion, are some of the most important, both personal and business skills that we all need in order for us to be successful in what we do. When people communicate ineffectively, this is one of the pitfalls, and I hope by the end of today's program you will be able to establish your communication style and where you are on the gradient of communication skills, so that if we all have big room to improve and push and go higher and become better at our communication skills. But tonight's program is really for us to lay the foundation so that you can understand how important effective communication skills are. When people are unable to communicate effectively, when you are unable to pass your message across, it costs you more than what you think. It will cost you to lose credibility before the person that you are communicating with, because they're thinking, what's all this rambling? In some instances, it will cost you to lose money. In some instances, it will cost you to lose respect of the people you are communicating with or you're trying to communicate with. So when it comes to effective communication, what is at stake is more than just your reputation. What is at stake is more than your ego. What is at stake is more than your how you feel, your emotions. No, What is at stake include your credibility, includes your respect, it includes your standing before the people that you are communicating with. The funny thing is one of the biggest ways of communication is oral communication, where you're talking, I'm talking. But the danger in talking in oral communication is once you release it, you can't call it back. Once it goes forth, that's it. It's there for eternity. So it begs the question then that if that is as delicate as that, as fragile as that, it is therefore a no-brainer that we need to do it and do it well, especially in this day and age where everybody is got a mobile phone that's got a recorder, whether audio or video or a picture, and before you know it, that image, that mistake, that error, whatever it is, before you can say good morning, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on LinkedIn, and it's gone viral, it's gone worldwide. So we need to learn this ability to communicate effectively. I don't know if this is coming through yet. Being authentic in yourself, by yourself, being authentic means being comfortable in your own skin. And the thing about being comfortable in your own skin, in who you are and what you are, comes down to you identifying your style of communication. And all in all, there are four styles of communication that we're going to look at tonight. Every one of us put together by research and everything that's been done, it falls down to 4 types of communication style, and we're going to be looking at them on the program tonight, of time permitting. So being authentic, which is what everybody wants to be. You want to be comfortable in yourself, with yourself, by yourself. You want to be comfortable in your own skin. And because that is the will and the wish of everybody, it then it begs the question that you have to be real. You see, one of the pitfalls of communication is when you try to be who you are not. When you try to project an image that is not real, you can go so far, but a time will come when the truth will catch up with you, and whatever value you have gained, whatever miles you have covered, whatever accolade that has been heaped upon you, all the while you are pretending, where you are acting, when you are just showing off, when your real self, your true self catches up with you, all those things will not only be washed away, but from then moving on, nobody will pay attention to you. Nobody will respect your view, will listen to you, will even give you the light of a day. So one of the best things you can do is be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try. There's nothing. Now, let me make this. Let me put this in this caveat. There's nothing wrong in trying to improve yourself. That's what we should all do. That's what this platform is all about. Trying to become better. But in the process of becoming better, don't lose yourself in the journey, because when you arrive at the destination, you will realize you didn't take the journey, because the person that arrived is not you, is not the real you. So one of the keys to being effective when it comes to communication is be yourself. Be comfortable in yourself, in your style, in your person, in your mannerism, in your character, in whatever it is that is you, that represents you. Be comfortable in it. You see, it is impossible to please everyone. And that's one of the challenges of our modern days. That's why a lot of people are in identity crisis mode all the time. Because to this group, you want to fit in. So you twist yourself a little bit to fit in. To that group, you twist yourself a little bit. To this group, before you know it, you're wondering, who am I? You can't find yourself because you're trying to merge and fit into all the groups that you relate to. But if you are just yourself and you're happy to be yourself, guess what? People like you to be you. They don't want you to be somebody else. Because everybody wants to be real. So it's important to share it's important for you to share who you are in the way you speak, in your mannerism, in the way you carry yourself, in the way the image you put out is important. So also is the words that comes out of your mouth. So also is the mannerism. So also is the peculiar features about you, because those are the things that determine or that confirms your uniqueness in yourself. Effective communication counts, ladies and gentlemen. Effective communication is priceless. It is priceless. So whether you are communicating privately between you and yourself, or you are speaking to your wife or your husband, your children, or your immediate family, or you're speaking in public, or you are networking with people, whether online or offline or in person, or you are interviewing somebody, or you are being interviewed, or whatever it is you are doing, as far as communication is concerned, your ability to communicate effectively and authentically will have an impact on your success in life. I'll say that again. Irrespective of the platform upon which you are relating and communicating, whether it is personal, it's private, it's business, it's in public, it's online, it's offline, whatever platform you find that gives you the opportunity to communicate, your ability to communicate effectively and authentically will go a long way to elevate you to the point of success. So the question is, how can you be yourself and still communicate authentically? How can you try to be yourself? You want to improve, you want to get better, but then you still have to be authentic. It's simple. And I'm going to go through a few nuggets of how you can be yourself, how you can still communicate both effectively and authentically. Number one, you have to be sincere when you're communicating with people. You have to be sincere. There is no gain in trying to pull one over people, because truth is so powerful. It will catch up with you. If you are telling the truth, you don't need to remember the story, because the story is just the story. You don't need to try and say, oh, let me see. No, if you are sincere, it will always show. It will come through in your ability, in your communication, in your body language, in your mannerism. If you are sincere, people will see it. Number two, be natural. Be a natural conversationalist and be casual about it. We've all watched too many movies. We've all seen too many actors and actresses, to the point that we're all living in Hollywood by one means or another. Everybody is trying to act up, and yes, you have to carry yourself with grace and dignity and poise, but be yourself. Just be yourself. That's all. That's what people are asking for. They don't want to know about your Oscar award and all of that. They want the real you. So be a natural conversationalist and be casual. Don't take life too hard. Also, use short sentences. Use short sentences. When you try to drag out a statement, a sentence, a narrative, when you try to drag it out, over time you start to contradict yourself. Over time you lose track of what you are trying to say. And it makes people start to wonder, so where are we here? This is where we started from. But by the time we go halfway through, the whole story has changed and you are now talking about something completely different. Use short sentences where possible. Be honest and direct with people. Be honest and direct. Use common vocabulary that you are comfortable with. Now, I have seen some people, because they've watched some motivational speakers, or they've read some books, or they've attended some seminars. Now they want to impress their audience with big grammars and big adjectives and big this and all of that. The danger in that is this: because they are not originally you or coming out of you, it is easy for you to misplace them in the course of your sentence, or misuse them, and it leaves you worse off than if you hadn't tried anything like that before. By all means, improve and increase your vocabulary. We all try to do that all the time. But use common vocabulary. Don't leave your audience in a place where they're thinking, was that a rocket science class that we've just come through? Or they go home and first thing they do is, as soon as they walk through the door, say, John, get me the dictionary. I need to find out what these words are. Just be real. Use common vocabularies and that you are even very comfortable with. Also, to be an effective and authentic communicator, use appropriate humor where possible. Use appropriate humor where possible. Life is too dry for you to even suck the remaining air out of it. Let your guards down every now and again. Be human. Be human. And have some fun. Don't stretch yourself too hard. Don't make it too hard. Any small movement, the whole thing will crack. No. Have some fun. Make fun of yourself. Enjoy your own jokes, man. Also, to be an effective communicator and still be authentic as well, be specific and be descriptive as the situation demands. Where you need to be straight to the point, bang on the money, do it. Where you need to use word to open up a knot, use it. So be specific and be descriptive where necessary or as the situation demands. Tell personal stories that provide glimpses into your private life so that people can relate to you as a human being. It's amazing how when we see or when we imagine or think of people that we term as successful or in higher ranks of life, it is almost as if they're no longer human beings. It's almost as if they don't sleep at night and they don't eat in the morning or in the afternoon. Like they don't do what we natural people do. None of us are aliens. Aliens don't live on this planet. Whatever relates to you, whatever is part of you, is part of everybody. So when you tell your own personal stories, it gives your audience the ability to go beyond your pulpit presentation or your rostrum presentation or your stage performances. It helps them to connect to you at a deeper level where they know that, wow, I'm not by myself. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not the odd one out. This happens to everybody. Where at some point during the day, we all will be hungry. And the only way to satisfy that hunger is to eat food. We all have that human experience. So these are some of the ways by which you can be yourself and still communicate both effectively and authentically. Like I said, be sincere, be natural, be a natural conversationalist, and be casual. Use short sentences where possible. Be honest and direct. Use common vocabulary. Be humorous. Have fun. Life is too short, man. Put yourself down. How are we doing? I hope this is helping somebody. Communication, like I said, is the blood of every relationship. Every relationship thrives or falls on the back of communication. When you look at the people you call your best friends, the key to them being your best friend is not the money they give you. It's not because you go to their house to eat all the time. In fact, some of you will agree that the people that are your best friends, you don't get to speak to them every day, every week, every month. But yet, they are your best friends. Do you know why? Because when the two of you, the three of you, the whole group, when you are together or when you are not together, you are still communicating. There is a transmission, there is a wavelength that is going on in and among all of you that everybody, number one, understand, and number two, enjoy, and number three, wants to continue to be part of. That is the power of effective communication. So I said earlier, at the end of the day, there are four styles of communication that we all fall into one category or another among these four. Now, does that mean you are constrained and rigidly attached to one style? No. In fact, in real life, and you will find out when we go through these four styles, in real life, we all weave in and out of these four. But over time, you will be able to identify which one of them is your dominant default setting. And that becomes your communication style. Back in 1928, a psychologist named William Madsen, he wrote a book called Emotions of Normal People. Emotions of Normal People. And in this book, Mr. Madsen was able to distill that when it comes to our communication, the biggest influencer of communication is how we feel, our emotion. It's so prevalent when it comes to how we communicate or what we communicate. Our emotion is so strong. And so when he looked at he did the research which led to the book, he came down to these four styles of communication that every human being fall into. The first one is the dominant or the driver style. The second one is the influencer or the interactive style. The third one is the stable or the steady type. And the fourth one is the compliant or the careful or the cautious type. And we're going to break them down. But what he then did was he used the first letter of each of these four classes to come up with an acronym called DISC, D-I-S-C. And in fact, there are so many like aptitude tests available that are currently in the world today that are based on these 4 styles. So when it comes to identifying and understanding your communication style, one of the tests that people will recommend, like a counselor or a moderator, a mentor, whatever, will recommend that you should take is what they call the DISC test. DISC is D is for dominance, I is for influencer or inducement, S is for submission or stable, and C is for compliance or careful or conscious. The idea behind these four types of communication is that if you are able to understand them, number one, you'll be able to identify which is your style, which one is your default button. And so you'll be able to use that now to improve on your communication ability. But also it would help you to identify or try to identify the communication style of the person that you are dealing with, that you are relating with, that you are transacting with. And so it helps you to create a platform or a room where you can enjoy your communication with that person. And what that will do is it will also help you to be able to make what they call small talk or smart talk with that person. The Bible talks about in all of your getting, get understanding. And so when you look at this DISC, D-I-S-C, it's like by you understanding your communication skill, it helps you to communicate better, but also it helps you to also be a better receiver of other people's communication. So all in all, it works well for you. But like I said, there are 4 types: the dominant or the driver, the influencer or the interactive, the stable or the steady, the compliant or the cautious. Quickly, let's look at each of them within the short time we have left. The idea here is, as we go through these 4 types, I want you to be objective and look inward and try and identify which is your communication style. Are you ready? Here we go. The first one, like we said, is the dominant or the driver type style of communication. Now, who are the people that falls within this bracket of the dominant or the driver style of communication? These are usually people that speak fast, they move fast, they do things fast, they want their result like yesterday. Everything is drive-through for them. Move, go, action. That's the kind of people they are. These are the people that will do anything they can to figure out how to go around obstacles. They're not faced by challenges. In fact, they thrive under challenges and pressure, because they will always find a way of going around it, going over it, going through it, and overcome the challenge and find a way forward from any situation. In most cases, people whose style of communication is the dominant or the driver style, they are in most cases like entrepreneurs. They are leaders of people. They are idealists. They are extremely focused. They thrive under pressure. Their ability to think and see things and turn things around is just phenomenal. Most of the time, such people, which is where they need to improve, most of the time, because of their go mentality, because of their style of communication, which is, I want it like yesterday, they are like go, on the move, on so fast and all of that. Because of that, they don't have time for crying babies. They don't have time for Oh, I will do it later. They don't have time. As far as they're concerned, this train is leaving. You are on board or you are left at the station. So what tends to happen with people like this is they rub other people wrong in a wrong way. They step on people's toes. They ruffle feathers. They just almost walk all over you. As far as they're concerned, their mantra is the end justifies the means. The end justify the means. That is their mentality. That's the way they think. So to them, while you are still trying to nurse your wound and cry over your milk, that's not an issue for them. To them, the focus is where we're going and how we're going to get there. The good thing about this type of people, however, is that they can be relied upon to get things done. You've probably heard the saying, if you want something done, give it to somebody who is busy. There's a reason why they're busy, because they're doing something. If you want something to be done and done well, give it to the person. Give it to that one person that is very busy. This type of people, they are what we call the now people. The now people. So, is that the type of person you are? Are you the type of person that is always on the move, always having something to there's a mountain to be conquered, there's an issue to be resolved, and you can't be bothered about people feeling this, or I'm tired, no, that's not for you. Is that your kind of person? Now, if that's your style of communication, kudos to you. But what you need to bear in mind is, like I said, the downside to this type of people, or people whose default communication style is this dominant driver style. The downfall is that in most cases, and most of the time, they rub other people in the wrong way. They walk all over them, they step on their toes, they pretend you're not there. To them, their focus is on the final destination. The good thing about them is they get result. And so if you want something, you want somebody to get result, find them. They will get result for you. No obstacle is too big for them to take on. The second type of, or the second style of communication is the dominant is the D. The next one is the I, which is the influencer or the interactive type of person. What are the traits of this kind of person or this type of communicators? Their trait is like the first category, the dominant. These people also, they move fast, they talk fast, they do things quickly, but their language, the difference between the influencer and the dominant comes down to the language. The language of the influencer is far more personal than that of the dominant or the driver style. The influencer person will speak to your person. He will not speak at you like a dominant will do. They will not speak at you. They will speak not even to you. They will speak with you. They will not speak at you. They will not speak, in most cases, to you. They will speak with you. Their strength is that their language is very personal. It's very warm compared to the dominant people. People whose style is this influencer type or the interactive style, they like to tell stories. They always have a story to tell about something because they want to relate not to your head, they want to relate to your heart. They are very interactive. They are positive in nature, and they are, in some cases, they can be talkative. They can talk for Olympics because to them, the best way to reach you to put their case across is to contact and connect, not with you here, but with you in here. Now, the downfall or the disadvantage of an influencer is that they can have issues. In fact, they have difficulties in keeping track of details. They are not very organized compared to the dominant. They are, because they like to talk, because they like to tell stories, because they like to paint a broad picture of everything, they can be seemingly be going around the world just to come down to one point. But the key is, to them, it is not the end that matters. It is the journey that counts. Remember, the dominant one, as far as they're concerned, their default setting is the end justifies the means. However we get there, the important thing is we're there. But to the influencer, it's the journey that matters to them. They want to make sure everybody is carried along, and everybody is comfortable, and everybody is happy, and everybody is in support of what they're doing. But the good thing about the influencer is, if you need somebody to promote a new idea, for instance, to be the bearer of quote and unquote bad news, if you want somebody who can walk into a room and everybody pays attention, not because they dread them, but because they just want to reach out to them and love on them and be around them, then you need to find an influencer. An influencer or an interactive person, they are very expressive. They are very expressive, flamboyant, really, in their communication. And they can usually talk their way out of any situation and bring calm to any uprising, whatever it is. Most of them end up being negotiators, or some of them, either negotiators or something along that line. They have a way with words that the people don't just hear, but people feel it. Most of them are leaders of small groups, and they are usually silent operators. Silent operators, because they have power, but they know how to manage the power. Their power to them is not to beat people over the head, it's to help people through the journey. Their strength is in the relationship that they have built over a period of personal investment in other people's life. So that is the influencer, or the interactive style of communication. Is that you? So, we've talked about the dominant or the driver. We've talked about the interactive or what's it called? The influencer or the interactive. The third type of communication style, which is the S in DISC, is the stable or the steady type. The stable or the steady type. You see, these are, how can I say this? They are very sensitive. They are very, very sensitive people. They are slow in their movement, in their action, in their reactions compared to the first two. They are slow. They are more emotionally. They connect with people emotionally. Now, the influencer will speak to your heart, but the stable person, the steady person, will not just speak to your heart. They will touch your flesh. You will feel them on your skin. They will crawl under your skin, and they can empathize. They can sit with you. They can immediately connect with you wherever you are, whatever level you are. They can touch you in a way that makes you feel, Oh, that feels so good. One of the traits or the common traits of a stable and steady communication style person is that when they meet you, when they interact with you, they are the kind of people that will say, "Oh, how are you? How's your family? How's your this? And how is that?" They try to connect not just to you as a person, but to everything and anything around you. They are like the glue in every group or community. These stable people, they are like the glue that holds everybody together. They are influencers. They are connectors. They how can I say it? They have tentacles. It spreads. They can reach and make contact at different times, at the same time, to different people in different places. The challenge with people who are stable and steady, because they are more emotionally oriented and they tend to default to your emotion. The challenge with people in this style of communication is that they avoid conflict like plague. They don't like to rock the boat. They want everybody to be happy, everybody to be easy, everybody to be cozy, everybody to just no, don't bring any shenanigans. Just let everybody be happy and enjoy themselves, and no fight, no bickering, no contention. No. They would rather, people like this would rather take the fault, take the blame, take the punishment, so that the whole team can be safe and deliver from hardship. But the good thing about these people, even though there are challenges that they don't like facing conflict, they don't like ajibajia or whatever, the good thing about this type of people or this style of communicator is that you can always rely on them. You can rely on them to coordinate. You can rely on them to connect with somebody down the line. They know who needs to be known. And so when people like that are people you will go to whenever you need contact, whenever you need connection, whenever you need favor. Oh, do you know anybody in this department of this unit in this place? They'll tell you, "Oh yeah, I know somebody. I'll give you his number. Or I'll call Mr. So." They always know somebody somewhere that can help you. That's how deep and how long and how wide their tentacles are. These are the people that they connect emotionally with other people's feelings. They are great listeners and they are wonderful counselors. Is that you? Have you identified yourself yet? Let me know. Try, just say something, type something. Of these three that we have covered, the dominant or the driver, the influencer or the interactive, and this steady or stable type of communicator, is any of that you? Have you identified yourself yet? Remember, the essence is that once you are able to identify yourself, it will help you know how to grow that your default setting, be more deliberate in using it, but also it will help you to make room for other people and bring them along into what you're doing. The fourth style of communication is the compliant ones, the cautious ones, the careful ones. See, these are people who are interested in order. They want things to be done orderly. They are into precision. They are into orderliness. They are into accuracy. They are into systems and structures and all of that. That is the kind of person these people are. Now, because of that, because of this tendency for them to want order, to want precision, to want things done, to everything on the line and all of that, they are usually very slow in moving. Even when they're talking, they are slow in their talking, because to them, they have to process it and make sure everything is in line, everything is accounted for, everything is in balance. But don't let that fool you, because such people, when they eventually speak, you can see wisdom, you can see depth, you can see strength, you can see character in their words. And sometimes people get fooled by that and try to take advantage of them. Another side of this type of people is when they need to be direct with you, you can't go away thinking, I wonder what he was saying or what she meant by that. No, you will know. They will put it straight down the line for you. The good thing about this type of people is they are very good at solving problems. Their minds are very analytical and structured, and they are very good at solving problems. They can plan effectively. They are innovators. They can see down the line into the future. They are deep in knowledge and in wisdom. Such people are very creative, and they have the tendency to invent process where there is none. When you want something to be done exactly the way it should be done, find this type of communicator and commit it to them. They are very detailed. They believe strongly in systems, in structures. They have passion for processes. And because of that, sometimes they can be very dogmatic. No, this is the way it has to be. No, it has to be done this way. It must be done at this time. This is the way it has to be done. So, of these four, where are you? Are you in the D category, or the I category, or the S category, or in the C category? Where are you? Now, usually when people have this, when people hear this, maybe for the first time, your head is, you're trying to identify yourself. You're looking for yourself among you're looking for yourself among the four. Maybe it's this. No, but I'm not like that. But I can say some of that. Maybe, yes. The truth is this. At every time in our lives, we are weaving in and out of those four styles. But when the chips are down, when you critically and objectively and sincerely examine yourself, you do a self-audit, you will identify that there is one that is very strong and another one that is almost as strong. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is, every one of us predominantly have two styles. Two of these four styles that we're very dominant in. Now, does that mean we're completely off the chart as far as the other two are concerned? No. But somehow we find ourselves kind of weave in and weave out. But ultimately, there are two specific, one that is extremely dominant and one that is dominant in your life. Try and identify which one is it. It is. Because once you do that, it will help your ability to communicate. and it will help your ability to receive communication from others. By understanding your style of communication, your own unique style, your own specific style, by understanding it, that's the first step towards becoming a better and an effective communicator. The best use of this module is to help you to quickly size up those around you. So when you find yourself in the midst of people, you are listening and you are watching, not because you're being judgmental, but now you are able to make room for everybody. You know this person is a go-go person, so immediately you've already determined in your mind, even if he step on my head, I know it's not deliberate, he's not being mean or being sarcastic or taking the mick out of me. That is his nature. So little things that will get you upset. Can't you see me? Are you blind? All of that doesn't bother you anymore, because now you understand that is that person's style of communication. It will help you to quickly also to evaluate the communication pattern of others. And that will give you a great starting point to understand them and communicate with them better. And sometimes we think because I've known you all of my life, or we've been married for the past 30 years, that then I should know everything about you. No. Now you can take these 4 categories, these 4 styles, and line them up against everybody in your life, everybody you interact with, everybody you relate and communicate with. You can line these 4 styles up against them and identify which is the dominant style. And when you do that, your ability to communicate will become more effective, and you will be more authentic in your communication. So the question I'm asking tonight is, as we round up, what is your communication style? Are you in the D factor? Are you in the dominant bracket, the driver bracket? Or are you an influencer or an interactive person? Are you the stable type? Don't rock the boat, just ride it out. Or are you the compliant type? Whichever you find yourself, none of them is more important or better than the other. No, they all carry the same power, as it were. All you have to do is identify which one is yours, and then start to improve on it and start to use it. And also, it helps you to identify what type of communication style are the people in your life, and you can better your relationships from there. I hope something has helped you from all that we've said tonight. It's been, I've really enjoyed this, I have really enjoyed tonight's program. Now, not that I've not enjoyed the others, but somehow tonight's program has just kind of more relaxed, more laid back, but yet more I really just feel I've enjoyed it. I hope you have, and I want to believe you have. And if you have, thank God for that. If you have not, I'm sorry. I will try and be better next time. But please, don't let this program just be something you hear tonight. Share it on your timeline so that you can go back to it. Everything I've said tonight, you won't hear everything. But when you have the opportunity to just listen to it again and again, and also give others the opportunity to hear it again and again from your timeline, before you know it, you start to see the changes in yourself that you have subconsciously taken on board based on the content of tonight's program. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a purpose, We are on a journey of discovery. We're going somewhere, and the place is a glorious place. It's a wonderful place. It's a place where we will see ourselves in our true glory. And all these that we're doing every week is just adding values, adding little betterment to ourselves in the course of this journey, so that when we arrive, we are like the gold that's been through the refiner's fire, shining and glittering. I hope that is where you are, and I hope that is where your heart is. And so as a result of that, I am committed to this platform. Every Thursday, 8 p.m., I'll be here. Every Thursday, 8 p.m., I'll be here. If I can't be here, I'll let you know. If I can't let you know, the following day or the following week, I will be here. Because for me, this is not... Somebody said to me, "Oh, why do you still do this program?" I mean, no, it's not about me becoming a household name. If that happens, fine, but that's not the purpose. The whole essence is, I want to be a better person in myself, by myself. And some of this drive, this desire to be better, is what is behind this platform. And in the course of me trying to be better, I want others to have the benefit of riding this journey together. So you have my commitment. I'll be here every Thursday. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, this is Tunde Diso once again saying thank you. I appreciate you. I honor you. And may God bless you all. Until we meet again next week. Oh, before I go, I also want to use the opportunity to say thank you to all of you for all your wonderful words and prayers and comments during my birthday last week, Saturday. Thank you. It was a great day. My daughter took me out to the movies. We went to see the Avengers. It was great. I enjoyed it. So thank you for your kind words, your prayers, and your words of encouragement. I appreciate you. We'll meet again next week. Until then, don't give up. Don't cave in. There is a goal that is set before us. And we will get there. In Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you. Good night. Have a wonderful week.